August 26, 2021, that suicide bombing at the Kabul Airport took the lives of those U.S. service members, 13, and among them, Marine Lance Corporal Kareem. His family suffering another tragedy less than a year later when his older brother, Dakota Halverson, died by suicide. Kareem and Dakota's mom, Shana Chappell, is with us this morning. Once again, thank you for your time. I know that doing these interviews is not your favorite thing because the last thing you want to do is politicize either of your son's death. So I thank you for being with us to share their stories and your voice as their advocate now. First of all, your reaction to President Trump and the Secretary of Defense talking about accountability in this case.
I'm actually excited and happy to hear that. Actually, yesterday was the first time I heard anything about it. I was sent the article about it and asked, hey, did you know about this? And I said no, but it made me happy to see that something's going to be done.
Tell us about your son, Kareem.
There's so much to say about him. He was just perfect in every way. He loved being a Marine, loved serving his country. He loved life. He gave his all in everything that he did, including being a Marine.
And as you look back on that day and the continued desire for answers and understanding as to what happened, what is your greatest hope now in this new administration for, answers and closure to your grief?
Getting accountability, making sure this doesn't happen to another family. Make sure this doesn't happen to more of our military. The withdrawal obviously was handled very incorrectly. It was incompetent, it was done carelessly, and it cost the life of my son and his 12 fallen brothers and sisters, and several more were wounded. So to me, accountability is making sure the ones who are responsible are held accountable.
And how much communication, Shana, have you had through the Biden administration and now in the early days of the Trump administration in regards to this investigation?
Absolutely none. I'm not part of the Gold Star family clique. I was outed out of that because I didn't want to use my son politically, and I didn't want to do publicity stunts using my son. So I was outed from the Gold Star clique, and once I was outed, I've been given no information. I have no idea what's going on with anything right now. Like I said, I don't watch the news anymore. I haven't been able to since my son died. And then, like I said, yesterday was the first time that I heard about Trump saying that he was gonna hold the generals responsible accountable. So yeah, I get no information whatsoever.
And part of the reason, pardon the interruption, part of the reason you speak out, you don't want your son, Kareem, and the other 12 killed to be forgotten.
Right. I don't want them forgotten. I don't want my son forgotten. To me, my son's a hero. He was barely 20 years old. I mean, there are men in their 30s and 40s who wouldn't have put themselves in my son's place. He was only 20 years old, and with everything that happened over there, some of the things that I have been told from Marines that were there, actually there, being on that wall was scary. Like, you're surrounded by the Taliban. It's not like the Taliban was being very friendly. They were making threats toward our Marines there on the ground. They knew they were outnumbered by the Taliban, so they knew at any time if the Taliban wanted, they could have taken them out. So to me, like, he was only 20, and even with all of that, his thing was there was little kids, and Kareem was very good with his niece and nephew. He loved them so much. Like, while he was deployed, he'd send them gifts, call them. He just wanted them to know that their uncle loved him. And so he made it a point when he'd see little kids to try to comfort them and tell them, we're friends, I'm here, I'm helping you. He'd give them water, give them candy. Like, he was just wonderful with them. So even in the midst of all that, he was still trying to comfort others. You know what I mean?
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.